In today's video, I just wanted to talk quickly about how not to get tilted. Now, I will say I only started talking about this in game number 2. So if you guys are looking just to watch the games where I was talking about how not to get tilted, how to avoid tilting, how to just like think better about the game and have a better mentality, make sure to go straight to game number 2. But other than that, we did play 4 games of ranked 2v2s today, and we had some pretty interesting games. Some tragic moments as always, but some really clutch moments as well. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I will see you all in game number 1. Game number 1, we got Silas on our team playing against X Aura and Neoflix. Let's go for the win here. Fully lockist. I was gonna say fully locked in and fully focused at the same time. I guess I'm not focused on my talking ability, but maybe I'm focused. You know what? I like that, actually. I'm so focused on the game that I can't talk. That's cold. Over 1? Oh, wow, I actually got the touch. I'm trying to get a demo on Neoflix. Double that? Nice try. I gotta fake this. Oh, wow. That's a great dive, but Silas should have a free ball. I was really hoping he could turn that in quickly, because both of them are boost starved, and one of them was in our corner, so we do have the advantage there if he just presses it fast. But, you know, when he gives them time to find boost, yeah, it's tough. These guys partied up. No, they're not. Okay. Yeah, that's not a great play. Nice. Okay, good try. Gets into the corner. Go for the ball. Nice. I can double this. I can't double that. I lied. I'm a big stinky liar. I think my car control isn't really great right now. Nice, good 50. He should be able to take that. Or at least, like, pressure that. Silas can go for 1. I do get a bump, but I also get bumped. Nice, good touch up the wall. He might have 1 touch, but he's not going to have anything past that. I'll be under him, and now let him get a soft reset. Shot. That'll work. You know what? That'll play. Good fake from Silas. I don't think that was a fake. I think he just missed the reset. Absolutely missed the reset, but that's okay. Well played. Alright. Tied up here. Ow! Wow, I'm bumped. I'm gonna fake this. Him staying on that is actually extremely annoying, just because... Oh. At any time there, even though he does have no boost, and I know that he has no boost, at any time he can just use his flip to get the ball around me, and if I've committed there... Wow! Okay. If I committed there, then it was just bad. You know, it's just going to take me out of the play, make sure the Silas can't challenge, and then we're just going to be in a pretty rough spot for a bit. It's a good touch over. And now I should be able to leave that for him. 1 reset. Xora doesn't have boost, so he's going to have to give that away. But that's fine. 50? Nice. I'm going to fake this. He's gonna have that ball. I'll be out. Now Silas can take that. Alright. Yeah, XOR should be able to have 50. Nice. Good beat from Silas there. I have a big clear downfield, and I'll just wait. Okay. Nice. Neoflix is going to be on that. 50 him. Nice. Somebody go. Get that boost. Okay. I'll be under. Waiting on his touch. I'm going to try to control this in. Can I, like, flip this? No, I can't. Okay, we're just going to be able to keep this in, though, because I think we have the boost advantage. I can't go for that, though, because if I go for that, then he's going to be alone, and I'm going to fake this. Flick. Nice. We'll take that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were both boost star for the last minute. We just had to wait to find an opening. Don't need to force anything there, just need to wait and play patient and keep on boost starving them and getting good touches. And sure enough, the defense cracks eventually. I do get bumped off of that, but Neoflix is still in a pretty hard spot when it comes to clearing that ball. Nice, just get a soft touch. XOR is going to be on that. Nice. Silas should be able to have... I'll be mid if he wants to pinch it. Nice. Take this boost. Oh my god, they're just going to leave the ball. They're just both confused. Cool, we'll take it. Let's go. Good touch and good follow-up shot there. I mean, as soon as I see that he's not going, there's no reason for me not to just take a take a shot there. Play behind Silas now. Play mid. Nice, good touch. Good on X Aura. Can you go? Nice save. I'll grab this boost. Okay, Silas can go. Nice, good touch up. Be under you. Reset. Nice, Silas, go. Nice, there you go. All right, 1 minute left and they forfeit. Cool. We'll go right into game number 2. Do well then. All right, game number 2. We got the same opponents, but a different teammate. Let's see if we can inflict the same level of dominance on them. Go behind them. Let's go for this. Oh, double? Wait, no look? I didn't see that. Oops. Okay, I have no boost here. I'm just gonna wait. I do have boost. Oh, that's beautiful. Whoa, you got that? Nice. Okay. I wanted to talk about just like in general. A lot of people ask me like on stream how I don't tilt when I lose. And there's a couple of different reasons, but there's also a couple of different answers. One, people think that I don't get frustrated when I lose. And that's just not true. I get very, very frustrated when I lose, especially if it's me that's playing bad. I don't like losing. I don't play this game to lose. I have a 64% win rate in my lifetime. And I would consider myself a fairly good player. Now, obviously, there's going to be lobbies where I know that I'm not the best player in the lobby. However, I think it's always important to kind of play like you are, or play with the confidence that you are the best player in the lobby. And that doesn't always mean just like infinitely ball chasing and never letting your teammate hit the ball or anything like that. But playing with the confidence of knowing that your touches are going to get where they need to go, and, you know, the confidence of challenging the ball when you see fit and things like that. Even if you're having a really, really rough day, as soon as you lose confidence and you lose the idea that you're the best player in the lobby, it's going to get way rougher. So one of the most important things when playing the game is just like being confident and trying to like kind of psych yourself up like you're the best player in the world, best player in the lobby. And I'm just gonna play the ball. Nice, gets 50. I think that was actually my teammate that got it, but Drinks, can you shoot that with 20 boost? Bit of useless air roll there, but that's fine. So anyways, people ask me like why I don't get frustrated. Simple reason, at least what's always made sense to me as to why I don't get frustrated. Oh, it's just because I've played the game so much. I mean, I have 9,000 hours at this point. I have over 40,000 games played, by the way. I just checked. I have like 40,032 games played, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. 40,000. I mean, only 10,000 away, right? That's it's a wild stat. And you know, nice. Wow. You know, in all that time, you know, you play 5 games and you lose 2, right? That hurts a lot more than like if you lost 2 games out of like those 2 games that you lose are like a greater percentage of the overall games you've played, right? Compared to, you know, if I lose 2 games in a session and then I think like, oh, I had 40,000 games total. All right, losing 2 games doesn't really hurt that much. Now, in the moment, it always sucks to lose. I mean, you're never going to be happy about not being able to score as many goals as the other team. Like, trust me, I never lose and I'm like, oh, you know what? That was a great game. Like, sometimes I guess you can have fun games where you still lose, but most times for me, I'm very competitive. So I always want to win. But another thing to remember is just that losses are temporary, but if you never take losses, it's going to be very hard to improve. There's not going to be a single player who can just have like a 100% win rate and become the greatest. Like, some of the greatest players ever would not be so hungry or motivated to win if they didn't experience losses, right? Like, even like someone like Zen, you know, he had a very, very insane sort of come up in the scene. Like, you know, he went on a crazy ones win streak and stuff like that when he went pro, and he also, you know, he did lose a series at the Boston Major, and he was almost He almost lost a series against Complexity, if I remember correctly, at the Boston Major. If it weren't for AJG missing an open net, they would have been eliminated from that tournament. But instead, AJG missed the open net, they went on to win the series, and they went on to become not only Boston Majors champs, but also world champs. So I wonder if like a loss like that motivated Zen and, you know, made him realize like, oh man, I really like, I can't just coast, you know? At that point, Vitality dominated EU. They won like 3 events in a row. But I'm sure with that near loss and then the win for the Boston Major, I'm sure that really motivated them to kick it into high gear, right? So what's the whole point of this? Basically, anytime you lose the game, if you are somebody that's prone to tilting easily, I would say try to set a rule for yourself next time you guys play, all right? Next time you play, set a rule for yourself where if you lose in-game, set a rule to do 5 minutes of free play every single time you lose, like next session, all right? You can still play, you can still like continue your games, right? But make sure that every time you lose, you play 5 minutes of free play. If you win, don't need to do 5 minutes of free play. And that'll be just enough to the point where you can actually reset yourself. And I think Appjack and Johnny Boy talked about this in a Next Rank series video. But one of the things that Jack talked about was that he forces himself to stay in the lobby until the like end screen has come up. Like until the winner's screen has finished and all that stuff. And he just forced himself to stay in that lobby the extra 5 to 10 seconds. Because in his brain, it's like a small little mental reset that just helps him to like know that the game is completed and to not take it with him to the next game. Speaking of the next game, we'll go right into game number 3. See you all then. Game number 3, and yeah, basically, guys, I was having this discussion with Nick today, Nick on RL, the Rocket League coach, and we were just talking about like the different mentalities of players, and some players are okay with defeat. Some players are okay with, you know, the idea of like loading into a lobby. And if you see that the players on the other team are like better than you, like a lot of people I think see some like scary titles on the other team. Like they'll see like a grand champ or an SSL tournament winner title, even if they're in like champ, and they'll just be like, oh, well my opponents are grand champ, so I'm not gonna win this game. Whatever, GG's. This game sucks, I hate this game, blah 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 blah. But that is a horrible, horrible mentality to have. You should go into, if you want to get better at the game at least, and you're not purely just playing like casual for enjoyment and whatever, if you want to get better at the game, you should go into every single lobby thinking that you can and that you will win the lobby. All right? Now, there's a lot of people who aren't necessarily playing the game to get as good as possible, but are just playing the game, I don't know, just playing the game. And, you know, you're free to do whatever. Like, I always tell people, like, for example, in my stream, they ask me what rings map is the best to improve, and I'm like, I don't really think you need rings maps. And then people are like, but what if I really like playing rings maps? Well, then play rings maps, bro. But, you know, when it comes to the terms of, like, trying to improve as much as possible, I don't really think you need rings maps, for example. But anyways, my whole point being, when it comes to tilting in Rocket League, the main reason you're going to tilt is because you are deciding to get tilted. All right, you are deciding to have a long exhale after you make a mistake, or you're deciding to get frustrated and tilted at your teammates after they make a mistake, despite them being human, right? You are deciding to queue up another game immediately after you just lost. And even though it might not feel like a decision, you are definitely influencing that by your actions. Now, obviously, nobody's going to be some sort of... I would argue that if you're not getting a little bit frustrated after a loss, I don't think that you care about the game. Same thing, like, if you don't get anxiety before you do a performance as a musician or something, you either are incredibly gifted with just no anxiety, or you just don't care, you know? And so I think a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nerves, a little bit of frustration is always a good thing, because it does mean that you care, at least to a certain extent. However, if you let those emotions take control of your rational thought, then that's where it gets very, very harmful, and that's where you can start to tilt and start to lose games that maybe you should be winning. Maybe games where you are better than the opponents normally, but because of your intense tilt and intense frustration from previous games, or even from that game, like if your opponent or teammate makes a mistake or your opponent makes a great play, then you're going to start to lose. So if you want to avoid tilt, you can always try just queuing a game in between, or sorry, doing 5 minutes of free play, 10 minutes of free play in between games after a loss. If you're on a win streak, you can just continue playing. And then you can always try just, you know, thinking to yourself, like, one, every time you load into the lobby, think, I can absolutely win this lobby. I'm the best player here. I'm going to make the best plays. I'm going to, you know, play to the best of my abilities. And two, like, try to, and I know I'm not the best example of this, but if your teammates make a mistake, all right, if they say sorry in the chat, give them a no problem. I promise you that if your teammates are apologizing, it means that they at least know that they're making mistakes. And it's going to help your teammate if they see a no problem in the chat, right? Now, like Young Cap, for example, actually, I think I might have Young Cap blocked, so he might be off the hook for this one. But, you know, your teammates are, they are human beings as well, so they are going to make mistakes. Doesn't matter what rank you're at, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are. Your teammates are going to make mistakes. They're going to mess up their touches. They're going to, especially in a highly mechanical game like Rocket League, of course they're going to make mistakes every once in a while. It's not possible to be the perfect player. Or if it is, I haven't seen one yet. I mean, there are players who can play perfectly from time to time, but it's really not possible to be a perfect player 100% of the time at full speed. If there was, they would literally be able to 1v3 RLCS. It would be such an easy win for them. So, you know, give your teammates a little bit of grace. Try to remember that you are also making mistakes, even if you can't realize them. And try to, you know, try to just focus on the things that you can work on. For example, like, if you work on a specific mechanic every single time you play Rocket League, or every single, like, even you can do it on a game-by-game basis, right? If every game you switch up what you want to work on. So for example, if I was focusing for this next minute and 7 seconds on grabbing boost pads, I would get a lot more practice grabbing boost pads than if I were just playing the game kind of on autopilot. And, you know, that gives me something to think about more so than just, oh man, I need to play the game. I need to focus on winning and, you know, doing everything. And also, like, whew, need help. I'm dead. Nice, good avoidance from him. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be something where if I think about that, even if I win or lose, I can genuinely say, hey, I got a lot of practice this game on working on my boost management and my boost pad pathing. So that's something that you can look towards where you're like, you know what, I might have lost, but at least I did focus on improvement and I hopefully got a little bit better. So that's another way that you can help avoid tilt. Nice, Young Cap should be able to grab that. Thought he could have gotten that full boost, but maybe not. Nice. Is that open? Wait, did he miss? Brutal. Brutal 50 there. Let's see if we can get a win with 1 second left. I'm not sure if it's possible or not, but GG. All right, we'll get right into game number 4. See you all then. Game 4, we got Young Cap again. Let's redeem ourselves. Looks like we have an actual rematch exactly of the lobby. We're starting off with a kickoff goal, which is always good. Always welcome. Glad I didn't butcher that one. Young Cap is a ones main, so I can expect his kickoffs to be pretty good and hopefully get us some either free possessions or just, you know, free 50s that I can follow up on. I think I can beat him here. Nice, good pinch. Chaser's gonna be on that. I can play for the 50. And Drink's gonna have one. But I can play the ball, or I'll leave that. Yeah, Drinks went all the way back there because he didn't have boost. Nice. I'll take this one up over him. Pinch. Don't have boost. Wait. Cross. And it's gonna be in a good enough spot that I can force this now. Decent 50. Drinks does get a dunk though, which will allow Chaser to get a boost. Nice, good save. I did have to reach a little bit far for that, which wasn't necessarily ideal, but does work out. Demo to 1, okay. I was gonna say, if that pinch just goes straight in, like, good for him. Chaser gonna... Oh, excuse me. Nice, get a double? Can I reach that? No, a bit too far. It was a bit too far, but the opponent still thought there was a threat of me getting it, so... You know, it allowed me to just I'm gonna leave that now. Nice. I'm glad he saw me turn off there. What? Oh, he just did not go at all. Maybe I can go for a demo here. And I just missed it entirely. He can recover though. We should be alright. Never mind. Yeah, I shouldn't have tried to backflip there without seeing the ball. I just like kind of forgot that gravity existed and that the ball was going to move down. And then he also decided to go, seeing that I was already committed. And unfortunately didn't get a good enough 50 to cover that. Get one more. Nice, get a bump. Wow, nice shot. That is a nice shot. Alright, I'll cheat up here. I can't see that, or I can't beat him to that boost there. I'm just gonna hope that Young Cap doesn't dive in too early. That should be fine, but Drinks has a touch first. Gonna play the ball. Let's go 50. Nice, good 50 from Young Cap. He's gonna take that and shoot it. That's fine. I could have shot it as well, but if he wants to take it himself, I am certainly not going to stop him from doing that. I don't mind it at all, really. Alright, 2 goals in the lead here. Let's try to just maintain this. Gonna get a bump on Chaser. Nice. I'm 0. I gotta leave this. If he wants to try and pressure that, that's fine. I'll be able to get this behind Chaser. Saw him going up the wall there, and even though me trying to bring it up the wall would have been, you know, fine when it comes to... that would have been like how I could have controlled it. Chaser obviously just did not want me to control it. And Cap got bumped. Can he recover? Nice try. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I did go for the bump there on Chaser. Even if I had went straight back, I mean, yeah, I probably could have gotten a better touch, or I probably could have ended up getting a 50 on him, but if my teammate was still bumped, I mean, I would have had to still get a touch on the ball, which would have been difficult. Nice, maybe a shot. Nice try. Let's get one touch high. I did not mean to double that. That's unlucky. And I gotta go back, get some pads. I can go for this. Dead shot? Wait, what? What? Where do you go? Unlucky. I don't know what happened to Young Cap there, but should have been a free save. He probably thought that I hit it too. Because, I mean, on my screen, it looked like I hit that. Not sure how Chaser got the bump on me before I hit it. Wait, dude, what is going on? I'm just going to leave this. He has enough boost to get a flick there, and he does. Hopefully he spawns on the right side, and that's a bad dive for me. Chaser is playing really, really well in these lobbies in these last 2 games. I don't know who Chaser is. Might just be somebody that just, like, named themselves like Chaser, like Ball Chaser, I guess. But they're playing really, really well. I can get this boost first. Nice. Bumped. Should be fine, though. Bump him. I save. Going for a demo on Chaser. I can't. He's got to try to get a touch. Nice save. It's a good shot as well. It's good play from both of them. Nice, good clear. No boost now. Young Cap gets bumped out, but nice, good 50. I have no boost now. Drink's gonna be able to get that over me. Gonna force him to get a bad touch. Wow, that is a peak shot. I mean, there's not really much either of us can do there. I mean, I don't have enough boost to get out to this. Even if I go straight to the backboard, I'm still gonna have no boost, and that's just a good double. Nice. Young Cap should be able to have that first, I think. If we get it across to me, I'll watch for the shot. Gotta get a bump. Good bump. Drink's gonna have no boost here. I'm gonna try to pop that up for him. Nice. Should be able to get this. Nice. I'll leave that for him because he has more boost than I do. We'll just go for a demo. Nice. I'll play mid now. Putting on Drinks. Okay, forced him. I have no boost though. That should be a free save. Nice. I have nothing. I just have to try to force that there, try to get a bump to help him. But I mean, other than that, I really can't help him. Nice. Good force from Young Cap. Good demo. We have 15 seconds here, maybe? Did Young Cap get the boost? He did. I tried to pinch that. I had no other play, really. Shot? Beautiful shot. Well played, Young Cap. Alright, we got 1 second left. Let's go. Kind of like a reverse of the last game, no? They scored with 1 second left last game, I think. Now we scored with 1 second left, but they scored with 1 second left to get the lead. We just tied it. So that is not the best kickoff. Nice. Yeah, the kickoff going right over me is kind of brutal. Nice, I can beat him with this boost. I'll just take this up. Okay, Chaser's gonna have one. He can't really do much there. Yeah, flip reset goes high. Cap has a touch out to the corner. Nice. Nice, good 50. He does get bumped there though. Gonna 1v2 for a second. Nice, good 50. Or good save. And 50, I guess. It was both. Nice, good flick, Young Cap. I'll play under him. Nice. Play back here. Didn't really read that bounce too well in that turn, but... Ah, nice shot. Good play. Good game. Good video. 3-1 on the day. I'm never gonna complain about a 3-1 day. You know, never gonna complain about getting 2 games positive. Better than 2 games negative. Better than 4 games negative, right? If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you all in the next one. Peace.